Hello, and welcome to the J Aerospace Gaming channel on YouTube. Alright, so over this last week, the Persistent Universe Town Hall at PAX South revealed a lot of really juicy information. So far they've released two videos, Persistent Universe Panel 1, The Path You Choose, and Persistent Universe Panel 2, A Living, Breathing Universe. So in this video I'm going to be summarizing the first video, Persistent Universe Panel 1, The Path You Choose. This is because the video is about an hour long, and I figured that people would enjoy having a nice short summary video. So let's get right into it. So The Path You Choose. Extensive character customization will be in the game. They're using a layering approach to allow for many different styles, which affect not only which clothing or jewelry you can choose, but also how your character will wear said items, like tucking your shirt in or wearing your hat backwards. The new face and body scanning rig in the UK studio is being upgraded for added fidelity and added nuance in the process of character development customization. Just in case you were worried, Chris Roberts confirmed that the stiff character running around in our hangars is nowhere close to the final product for character models, so everyone can calm down. We can expect to see in-depth detail for character customization in the next month or so. The game begins in the hangar. The planet your first hangar will be on will be a choice that you make when you design your character for the first time. A new way of accessing Arena Commander is on the way. The SimPod concept art was just submitted this week, actually. Will basically be a virtual reality chamber that will allow you to access all of the virtual It will allow you to access all of the virtually virtual goodness of video games within video games from the comfort of your virtual hangar. To address the issue of owning more ships than any hangar could logistically store, the devs have decided to start designing a mechanical system that would rotate your ships to boarding pads in your hangar upon request. In the meantime, it will store all of your other ships until you decide to move them onto a pad. The whole process is described as either Japanese parking or an underground Ferris wheel. And I give you three guesses who used those analogies. Mark Skelton. The devs are standing their ground on the issue of parking an Idris in a hangar. They say that after a certain size, the ship will simply remain in orbit. But the Idris may be able to land in a special landing zone on planets, but will most likely never see the inside of a hangar. The Idris is actually a pivot point. They're trying to decide if Idrises are the cutoff size for ever being able to see the inside of any hangar, no matter how big, or if they'll just leave it in orbit permanently. So we'll see how that plays out. One important piece of info that has changed is that players will now be able to carry their weapons into landing zones. This is an attempt to increase the freedom players have while visiting PlanetSide. Also, if nothing unexpected could ever happen in some landing zones, it would get pretty boring after a while. But in more secure places, there will be lots of security. We're talking automated turrets that will shoot you almost as soon as you can draw your gun. This doesn't prevent small skirmishes in dark alleys where there are no cameras, but it also keeps high traffic areas and landing zones safe for those of us who don't want trouble when we're on the ground. I personally really like this system. It's a more realistic approach to the situation than previous strategies and feels more organic. An excellent and much needed step away from making PlanetSide seem like a glorified 3D shopping interface. In terms of preventing griefers, they have a system in place which will do just that. If you are a repeat offender, you may lose the ability to carry a weapon in certain areas, or you may get turned away altogether. The way they implement this is by having people go through the customs office before entering the landing zone. I'm reasonably sure that this process can be seen in the PU demo when the player lands and tries to enter the ArcCorp market, and the lasers try to scan him and approve him for access. I think that's kind of the system they have in mind. Stealing things from shop owners and other players while PlanetSide will most likely be a thing, but the details are still being ironed out. As far as some shops that we may see PlanetSide, Astro Armada is a very ritzy upscale ship dealership. Very cool. Go watch the video if for no other reason than to see some concept art for this guy. It's really cool. If you would imagine a place that would sell extremely expensive yachts or sports cars, this would be the place. Dumpers Depot is a low-end ship parts dealer that was shown off in the PU demo. If you'll recall, it's actually the first ship that the first shop that they felt comfortable showing off to the public. And it's basically done, is the word on the street. Dumpers Depot is basically a finished product, with the exception of some minor touch-ups that are going to occur. Cubby Blast is a gun shop where you can fulfill all your virtual homicidal needs. The shop will be featured in the FPS module, and presumably you'll use it to purchase guns and ammunition for use in Arena Commander. At least that's my understanding of what they said. I'm not completely sure I understood that right, but I mean, we're going to see it eventually, so why not? If you make purchases in shops that you aren't going to take with you immediately, it will be delivered to your hangar. And the hangar is turning out to be one heck of a player home. You've got a virtual reality room, an entertainment room, a trophy room, a ship room. It's just awesome. The TDD, or Trade Development Division, is the shop where you can go to pick up lots of missions and trade lots of goods. This will be the central economic hub on any given planet you visit in the civilized verse. All of this has got me thinking about exploring. I used to be really nervous about exploring the verse because I'm not the best fighter pilot, and I'm worried about getting jumped. But now I'm slowly accepting that I can just submit a job to the TDD for a mercenary escort while I'm exploring, which is freaking awesome. So I don't have to be worried anymore. I have help, and all I have to do is pay them. Mining is not an occupation that will be completely safe. They're adding an element of danger to mining via asteroids contain volatile materials and gas pockets, which could cause explosions as you pump tons and tons of energy. I know tons is not a unit of measurement for energy, but you understand my point. Tons and tons of energy into the asteroid so you can effectively mine it, but you're going to have to pay attention because it might explode and damage your ship or even blow you up too. So to mine successfully, they've recommended that you will not only need a dedicated mining ship, but also a dedicated sensor ship to determine the contents of asteroids, and a dedicated cargo ship. You can mine by yourself, but you will need to be cautious. As a side note, refining ore gathered from mining will be a fairly difficult minigame, the details of which are not really known yet. Still in the concept phase. And as our last piece of juicy information. Just in case there is any confusion, NPC stats do improve as they do things, but the stats are hidden and can't be viewed. That's actually old information, but someone asked it in the video, and I thought, nah, maybe there's still people confused about it. So that is everything. That is an hour-long video condensed to about 10.5 minutes. How you like them apples? So if you liked the video, found it informative, hit the like button. If you hated it, hit the dislike button and tell me how much I suck in the comment section. And as always, I have been Chase Aerospace. I'm just kidding, I never say that. I think I've said it like once. But thanks for watching. See you in the verse. Bye.